I hope you keep good memories. How was the experience working with Gaurav and, obviously you spoke a little bit about Chandan.
Yeah, it was a good experience. And like I said, the team was really good, The team was, everybody was well cast and everybody was, it was a very easy atmosphere, if you know what I mean. Like, like when you're comfortable, when you're having fun while doing it, it sort of shows on screen. So it was very comfortable. Most days were very, very comfortable with each other. And everybody sort of like got along. And, yeah, it was nice. It was a different atmosphere for me when I started off, meaning, just the language of the show. I don't mean Hindi or anything, just the language, the shoot of the show, very different from all the other shows that I had done in the past. And I think that would stand true for Gaurav as well, because this was his first costume drama also. And but yeah, I think we sort of like got into the skin of it, and then it became really easy. And you don't realize, but these small things are just some inside jokes, having lunch together, and all these things. When they suddenly get over, you sort of like miss them, because
like reminiscing.
This industry is such, it's very difficult to keep friendships and keep in touch and hang out with people post the show. Everybody moves on, does different projects. Then you have a circle there. Most of your time is going there. Sometimes you keep for yourself, your family, your loved ones. There's really not enough time to, and then it's so difficult to, like, when the few actor friends that I have and who've been my friends for years, like Aditi and all, it's so difficult to find time because, she has her shooting hours, I have my shooting hours, and locations are different. It becomes really difficult. So, that when a show is ending, you're kind of like that circle is sort of like not going to be your circle anymore. But that's how it is. I mean, it's the harsh truth. So,
I always wanted to ask you, when the show ends, do you feel like you bring a part of the character with you?
Always. You see, you are responding to that name for so long. Like I'm telling you, like even if today somebody screams from across the road, somebody says Arohi or Nidhi or Chandrakanta is a bit tough. I don't think there are any Chandrakantas in your life or whatever. But, you hear that name, it's a reflex. You respond to it. So it's because it's become a part of you, because you have had that identity for so long that you kind of like it becomes a part of you. Like you will always respond to it. So it does stay with you. And certain things that you learn, sometimes you really learn from these fictional characters also. It's funny, like when I say it, but I know in not some deep epiphany kind of a way, but just like these little things that kind of stay with you. And you don't realize, but someday you just do something and you'll be like, hey, that was so from this show or that show. So yeah, it becomes a part of you. It becomes it is, of course, it's a part of my career, my filmography, my personality, everything. Experiences make people, so these are like experiences and really long connections because they last for months and years in some people's cases.
Wow. I'm sure it's hard to, initially obviously it's going to be hard for you to jump from one character, Chandrakanta, to now all of a sudden you're just Kritika. And then soon, or eventually when you come back to another show, it'll be from Kritika back to another character.
Yeah, but you see, that's why, and I know you hate me for it, especially you, but that's why it's important to take breaks. It is important to like take breaks and just unlearn. I think unlearning is as important as learning, and you end up really learning a lot throughout the process. It's very important to shed that load, unlearn, reinvent, and do something. Even like you need to hit the refresh button. So that takes some time for me. And I think that's the only way I can be honest to my craft, because otherwise then I'm just doing a job. It's not like changing clothes, I can't do it so soon. It doesn't take any time to be Kritika again, because a part of Kritika is anyway in Chandrakanta or vice versa. That's fine. But to take on another show, another commitment and everything, you need to come with like, a clean slate, a fresh mind, a rejuvenated, soul, body, whatever, everything, because it takes a lot. This commitment is hard, It's like, it's like a relationship, man.
regardless of what you say, I still hate it when you take long breaks. I swear. Like it's like
I
I'm
don't
gonna give
decide
you
how long my break is gonna be, but it's just about how and when something interesting comes along. You know?
Yeah, of course.
That's also really important. So
yeah.
so that's,
and it's hard.
most of the time that's the factor.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
That's fine. Your reasoning
what
is
I
very
say,
solid.
But, this being picky or whatever, it kind of works for me, man. It works for me in the sense that it keeps me happy, and I've never felt insecure. Okay, I've never felt like, oh shit, now what if I don't get any roles or I don't get what I want to do and all that. I don't go into that zone. That never happens to me. So when you're satisfied somewhere, you're like at peace, then you make saner decisions. You don't jump into something desperately. So that's just, I don't know. So I like to keep it like that. But let's see what's next. I do know there is no TV for some time at least. I definitely need a break.
My God.
Yeah. There is no TV for a bit.
As long as we get to see you, your fans get to see you, I guess. I think that's more important.
There's other interesting things also happening. You saw the music video, It was something I shot almost 6 months back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Actually, before Chandrakanta. It came out now. It's got such a good response. I think it's going to hit 3 million today.
Oh my God, the song made me cry.
It's been a few days.
Yeah.
But
the song was good.
That was an interesting experience. Short whatever project, but something different for me and something that I like to be a part of, and that tomorrow, I would be proud of. So little small associations like this also keep me going creatively. So these, I welcome them, and if ever I get a chance to do something like this again, or be, in a movie or in a web series or whatever, anything, any medium that's interesting, I'll do it. But TV, like I said, is the most difficult medium out of all these. You can ask anybody.
I'm sure it's a big commitment. It's grueling.
Yeah, it's a big commitment, and it really takes a lot of effort, both physical and mental. So you need to be in that zone, that space, that headspace.
Especially, I think as a creative person, I guess anything that gives you the chance to explore and it caters to your creativity. That's the best thing you can get. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because if I just had to do a job, I wouldn't be doing this. So I want to remain. I mean, if I'm lucky if I'm lucky enough to do this creative job and something, if I made a career of what I like to do, then I can't just forget that part, that's the most important part, that I like to do this. So I need to like what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, talking about liking what you're doing, my rant about, I hope you come back on Star Plus next with something a little bit more massy.
I don't know. But what is massy? What is?
I don't know. Something, something with a little bit of drama, something with, sort of a bit of romance, something with a little bit of mystery.
In Chandrakanta, but
there was too much drama in Chandrakanta.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm talking about.
It's not about drama. It's about, also, I'll tell you what. So, when you hear a concept and you meet the producers or whatever, it's never really been a factor for me. And I never really ask on the phone or in my narration meeting. I never ask what channel is this on. So, it would be great to work on a GEC like a Star or a Colors or whatever, but that's not how I choose projects. So if it happens, good, bonus. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry. But but basically it'll just have to be something interesting. Marcy, I don't really know. I think Marcy doesn't appeal to me too much. I think Chandrakanta was very Marcy. It was very really about what is trending right now, very massy, with magic and VFX and so much drama and twists and turns and, like all that. So I think I have done my Masi bit, and yeah, I think I am a little inclined towards I don't know, a little. I don't even know what they're called, but it needs to be a sensible show.
Yeah, of course.
The problem with most Masi shows is that
nonsensical things. Yeah,
they're not. Yeah, they're not very smart.
Relatable. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're not relatable. They're not smart.
Of course, they're relatable to a lot of people because that's why they're rating. But I can't relate, and that's very important. So, see, I'm not against that. I mean, they're smart people. They're making what works, and if it's working for them, it's a great business. It's great business. It's a great business move or whatever. But that's what I'm saying. It's so great for people who are doing that, and it's working for them. I mean, it's amazing. But for me, it becomes a little difficult because I don't know. It doesn't excite me too much. But
I think you should do a negative character.
Or not Masi. Oh yeah, I would love that. I was in fact today discussing about do you remember the scene where Chandrakanta is flirting with Krur Singh to get some information on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene was really appreciated, and we had a lot of fun doing that scene.
It was
nice. A very different shade because I always play the good girl, I always get to play this positive, like holier than thou, like oh my god, such a good girl. So it was a lot of fun to play that shade, like where it was a little bit of mischief, some motive, some ulterior motive. Then a brief part where Saundarya takes the form of Chandrakanta.
Right. I would play the negative,
Yeah. So very slight grey, whatever. I played that also, but for a brief, I think 2 scenes, not even 2, 1 scene.
Yeah, it's maximum. I think
but
it
was a lot of fun. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun because I got to explore, I got to play with it. I got to do things that I don't do. But I don't even know how it comes out or what would it look like. I've not really ventured into that space at all. So I'm totally open for negative, but it'll have to be a really meaty negative.
Even if it's not a full-blown negative, I think I've told you that before a couple of times, that I would love to see you in a character where it's a little bit negative, then maybe turning into positive or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Something with a lot of strength.
Grey characters are very because you see, there is no black and white ever in life. There is nobody who's out and out just negative, except for, of course, in Game of Thrones. But nobody's
and Voldemort
totally evil, and even there's so many shows that I can name. A lot of American shows actually where you root for the bad guy. Because
they're so powerful.
Because they give you the backstory and it's a powerful role.
Yeah.
There's a reason for being bad and whatever. And you're not really rooting for him, but you're in the journey. You're so engrossed that you don't really want him to die because you're enjoying this journey. So I think that is a very, very cool space. And that's so challenging for an actor to also do, because for people to want to watch a bad guy or a bad character is pretty commendable.
You know what they say, right? If people start hating you when you're playing a negative character, you've done your job because you reached
totally.
to touch the right emotions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I really hope something strong comes your way.
Let's see.